The next part, I just want to show you more IKEA hacks so that you will begin to understand why I'm so fascinated by that. So for example, we have this leg side table. Okay, this is one of the cheapest thing you can find in IKEA. Okay, the white one, not the high gloss red. The white one is about $29.90 in IKEA. And what can you do with this table? Okay, it doesn't have to remain a side table, as I said. Okay, so you can actually make it into a Lego play table. So if you have children or grandchildren, okay, you can actually make this for them. Very easy. Okay, buy the Lego plates, stick them on, add a bi-jewel rail and the containers, and you will be able to make your grandchild or your son or daughter very, very happy, okay, for hours. And it's all neatly, you can keep all the bricks in here. Okay. And here is another version of what you can do with the lag side table. This is a play kitchen. Okay, so back in my days, my play kitchen was just 2 bricks, okay, and some branches, okay. But nowadays, the kids are so lucky, you can actually have this. So these are coasters that are made to look like stove burners. And this is the tab with the sink bowl. And you have your pots and pans and your oven knobs for the kid to actually play masak-masak. Okay, so, and this is a portable one, so you actually have a rail here and also casters, so you can actually wheel this whole kitchen away when the child has finished playing with, has made dinner for you, okay? All right, and moving on, not everybody likes the clean-cut Scandinavian look. So if you want, you can actually embellish it a lot more, make it a totally glamorous looking to fit your boudoir. So this is made from 2 leg tabletops, only 1 set of legs, and many, many hours of nailing in all this nail trim, okay? So this is a nail trim leg side table. You can also try to, it's a bit dark, this photo, but this is actually a instant standing desk. Okay, this is one of the very popular trends nowadays is to have a standing desk because we all spend too much time on the computer, right? Like for me, I spend like 8 to 12 hours sitting on my on my table, not on my table, on my chair, okay, working on my table, on my laptop, and at the end of the day, I'm like a snail, you know, because you're like hunched over there. So the trend is to have a standing table where you actually work standing. Supposedly, it's very good for your posture. But if you are not ready to invest in a full-fledged standing table, you must try this out. You can actually make this instant table. You can cut this leg table down to the right size, right height, and then you add a shelf and bracket for your keyboard, and then you place your monitor on top, and you place this whole thing on top of your existing table. So you have an instant standing table of a right height, because your normal table is a normal lower, right? So very easy to do, very cheap as well. Next, this guy, what he did was to take this is just one of the legs of the leg table. Okay, so you don't have to use the whole table even, okay? Just the leg, you can actually do something interesting out of it. So he actually put a wire through and added a candle bulb. And it becomes a rather funky looking lamp. And the tabletop, what do you do with it? Don't throw it away, okay? It actually can become a pendant lamp. Okay, you just drill holes onto it for the light to come through, like this as well. You can have recessed lighting. So the table has gone through many reincarnations, okay, whether it's from play kitchen for your kids to someone who at work to lighting. Is that interesting for you? All right, good. And Billy, okay, this is probably one of the most iconic IKEA items, the Billy. So in 2009, Billy actually turned 30. So it's been 30 years since the Billy has been in existence, okay? I'm still older than the Billy. Okay, so, and there are like 40 over million of Billys sold worldwide. So Billy is one of their staples. So this is what you can do with the Billy. It doesn't have to be just one Billy. You can have many, many Billies made into one book, floor-to-wall library. Here is a mini bar. So what this hacker did was to add a drop leaf panel onto the Billy, one of the openings, and it actually turns into a mini bar for your drinks. If you don't drink, you can also, I think it's a really good idea for a coffee station as well. You know, if you can have your coffee machine and your capsules and pots there as well, and a mirror to look at yourself drinking coffee. Selfies, okay. And this, another interesting hack, because this Billy is a bookcase by day and a bed by night. Okay, and what happens? Okay, let me show it in action. I think that this will explain it better than I can. All right, can you guys see? Am I blocking? Okay. Can I play it again? Oh, all right. Okay, interesting, right? So this bookcase actually hides a Murphy bed. But can you imagine having to make the bed every day? You have a lot to do besides just putting your blanket away. You have to put the bookcases on as well. And Billy doesn't have to be standing tall. You can actually slide it down onto the side and add some doors, and it can turn into a sideboard. Okay, so for like next to your dining table, if you need storage, a sideboard, yeah, Billy fits the bill. And for the crafters and DIYers here, this is a craft pot. So this is how it looks when it's closed. And these two Billys joined by very many hinges, and then you can actually put your sewing machine and your craft materials inside, and when you're done crafting, you can actually close it up and you can stow it away so that you don't have to see all the clutter. So for people who have not enough space, this is actually a very good idea for you to keep all your crafting material in one place. Okay, so that is just a sampling of what IKEA hacks are, and you can find more on my site, of course. So you might be wondering, why would people go through all that trouble, right? Would you go through all that trouble to hack something like that? Nobody will, it seems like. Okay, there are many reasons. You know, I asked some of the people who sent in their submissions to my site, why do you bother to hack? Because it's not easy, right? It's not just buying something piecemeal from IKEA and fixing it. So one of the main reasons that they give is that they want to personalize the item. For example, like just now, as I mentioned, there are over 40 million Billys in the world. That means almost everybody has one, you know. I think in Klang Valley itself, if you go to any of your friend's house, you will find some IKEA there, right? Yeah, I don't think you can go to anyone's house in Klang Valley and not find any IKEA item in their house. So that is the problem when it's mass-produced. Everybody's house is looking like the catalog. So if you go to his house, then you can see, this is the Billy, this is the Pax, this is the Expedite. You know. But when you personalize it, you hack it, then you can actually put your own style, your own touch, your own creativity into it. And you can make it fit into your style a lot better. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why people go to that length to personalize it. Another reason is because it's more affordable. Maybe not so much in Malaysia. I think labor is still affordable here. We can still afford to have people do built-ins for us and all that. But especially in the US and some of the European countries, to actually hire someone to do a built-in for you costs a lot of money. So what they do is they would build in their own bookcases or DIY. So that's another reason. And lastly, I think it's really a lot of fun. It's interesting and it's fun to work with your hands and do something, transform something from A to Z. You'll be able to change it totally, turn something totally around. So I can think these are the three main reasons why people want to hack, which is to personalize, because it's more affordable, and also it's fun. So if you've not tried hacking, perhaps it is your turn too, okay, and then you can let me know whether it's fun. And if you are, I hope I have inspired you to try some hacking yourself. So if you are, how do you start? Okay, where do you even begin? Firstly, I think you have to know the end game. What is it that you have in mind? Okay, identify the problem and what is the possible solution that you have. Okay, so perhaps you might be thinking of, I have too many DVDs, okay, that I need storage and it's like cluttering my whole living room. What do I do with it? Okay. So that could be a problem and then you want a solution to that. Or maybe you have you need something to store your earrings, or you have a cat litter box and you want it to fit better into your home decor. So then that is where you start, okay? Identify what is your problem. And then next you research your solution. There are so many inspiration out there, different home decorating sites. There are also like Pinterest. Pinterest is an amazing place for you to find ideas. You can curate your mood board for yourself and what are the styles and different looks that you are trying to get at. And then you brush up on your technique, okay? So we don't always start knowing how to do everything. Okay, maybe we're not skilled in how to drill or to saw or to paint, but you can always learn that. Okay, I didn't start knowing how to do all these things as well. Okay, I remember the first time I built something. Okay, this was pre IKEA days. Okay, before IKEA came to town, and I was trying to build this small table, something like the lakeside table, for my room. At that time, I was renting a room. So I actually had the plywood cut out and then the legs and everything, and I bought this tiny little nails to fix the nails to the tabletop. And so I fixed it all together and hammered all the nails in. And when I lifted the table to take it home, take it back into my room, the legs just all fell off, because they just slid off the nails, and I didn't even know that you don't use nails, you use screws. I couldn't even tell the difference. So, and of course my dad was standing at the corner and he was like shaking his head, how did I get this kind of daughter, because he's like those true DIYers, kind of person. But over the years I learned, and there are many resources like YouTube. There are tutorials on anything. Okay, you want to paint, you want to drill, want to saw, you can find it on YouTube and you can learn. And of course, if you're not sure, especially when you have to use power tools and all that, please do get help from an expert, someone who knows, who's experienced, and also I want to stress on electrical wiring and all that. Okay, this is very dangerous. If you don't know how to do electrical wiring and all that, please don't attempt to do that, because it can go wrong, and it can go wrong very badly. Okay, so if you don't have the skills, please find someone who can teach you or find an expert to do it for you. Okay, and plan. Next, when you have the solution in mind, work your steps backward. How should your hack go? Okay, plan your hack, and then lastly, do it. Have fun, and while you're doing it, please document it. As in like take photos, write about it, and then you can send it to me. That's the most important step. Okay, send it to me, and then I can tell the whole world what an amazing hack you have done. And repeat. Okay, after you finish that, you can try the next one.